Hi, I'm Marlon Spiwack.
I'm Andy Lucas.
And I'm Baron Wilaras, and we are here to present our project called Feed the Machine. We are from Sugar Land, Texas, and we go to George Ranch High School.
So first things first, we need to get a team together. We needed an athlete with goals, and we needed people that could get him there.
I started high school this year, and I tried out for swim because that was the sport that I've been into since I was a kid. But I realized that when I was a kid, I grew and I cut down my times for all the strokes, and I was growing in speed very quickly. But recently I've plateaued and I haven't been able to grow that much. So I was wondering how I could help, and I talked to my coach, and he gave me some ways that could help me. But he also referred me to one of his athletes, Baron, and because he's on varsity swim. And so I asked him how I could increase my time.
So how I increased my time personally last year was I went to weight training and conditioning with Marlon Spiwack, my friend who knows a lot about weight training. And first I wanted to see what Andy's problems were in swim.
So Andy obviously had goals, both with wanting to gain weight and wanting to be faster in swim. So here we are with a nutritionist and a weight trainer and a swim trainer. Well, kind of. Baron was on varsity, and I'm guessing he knows how to get there.
So to get there for Andy, what I realized is that on his 50 time, his first lap was very slow compared to his second lap. So what I had him do was swim continuous 25s for 100% speed so he can get his first lap down. After that, I had him swim a 50 and see if his time was lowered. And if it wasn't, then we would have to continue the workout until it was.
But things always take time, and things always consist of more than almost just what they are. You almost need more, in sports, you kind of tend to see that you need more condiments into one thing to get better. So, of course, weight training and his nutrition plan helped as well. This is where I came in. Well, we needed Andy to get to his goals.
After training with Baron for a while, I was getting faster, but not at the rate I'd like to. And so he referred me to Marlon because he knew that if I built muscle and I got more mass on me, I would be able to pull the water more and swim faster. So my goals to build muscle were to gain 10 pounds of muscle, increase my max bench by 30 pounds, and increase my squat by 50 pounds.
So Andy was kind of skinny, so he had a lot of improvement to get. So weight like this, increasing this much, can only come with people like this where their bodies want to grow. So what we did for Andy is we had him on a 6-day out of the week weight training plan, as well as him swimming. But with Andy swimming so much, he is losing so many calories that we had to have him on a great meal plan. So here we are forming the plan. So what I first wanted to do is, of course, get his meal plan done. And what this consisted of is having high calories, high protein, and high carb intake. Now, we needed his workout plan as well. So I had Andy on a lot of strength training and a lot of hypotherapy workouts where his muscles would be gaining as much as possible. And this came with supplements too. We had Andy on supplements like creatine, BCAAs, and glutamine, all things that help the muscles grow and heal the muscles even more than usually they would. As Andy is a freshman coming into high school, his body is wanting to grow, his body is wanting to get bigger, and his body is wanting to improve. Now, as he has been in a plateau, we can't train him as if he's a JV player to get faster to swim. We have to train him as if he's a varsity player.
So for varsity training, we usually work out for 2.5 hours. We have 2.5 hours of straight swimming.
Which is very different for me because for JV, we only work out during the period, which is around 30 minutes. So it's a very tough transition from that to the rigorous workout plan that Baron set up for me.
After school, I would take Andy to our local pool and we would swim laps, swim laps, swim laps. All we did was hundreds and 50s until his time got slower and slower. What I noticed on his 100 time as well is his third and fourth lap was very slow compared to his first and second because he was always used to swimming those 50s fast. So what I had him do was conditioning training, which I had him swim 500s all the time.
So all the swimming also burns a lot of calories. So we need Andy on a very high calorie plan, which a main thing consisting of it is a weight gaining protein shake. So what I had Andy waking up right in the morning, having about 55 grams of protein and about 1,000 calories. And what this did is, as Andy's sleeping through the night, right as he wakes up, his muscles want the protein and his body needs the calories. So right as he wakes up, his body's already functioning and growing even throughout the day. And what these carbs and what these calories did is give Andy the energy to get through these long workouts and get through these weight training workouts. Now, what I had to think about is how am I going to have Andy now doing 2.5-hour workouts and get his weight training in? I had to get Andy big with short workouts. And what this meant is that I had to get the best workouts to make his muscles grow with short amount of sets. So what this consisted of is for arms like biceps, we had him doing 6 to 8 sets. For triceps, 8 to 10. But for bigger muscles that can handle more, like legs, we had him doing about 16 sets, same as chest. So, like I said, we wanted to train him for strength. So we started him right off for chest, is we wanted him to be really training for strength. So what we had him for a rep pattern is a 12, 10, 8, 10. So what this did is he would be training, he would hit a weight for 12, hit a weight for 10, and we would increase the weight as it goes. We wanted Andy only hitting a weight that he could hit 10 times. If Andy was able to hit the weight 11 times, that's when we knew we had to go up weight. Then we went up to 8 reps. And then whenever the whole point of going back up to 10 is so he'll fail. We want his first 10 and last 10 set being the same weight, but him not being able to hit it 10 times on the last time. So what this weight training did was it really had his muscles under power. And what swimming did is when his muscles were sore, as he worked out, it gave him a little extra inch and it let him get the lactic acid out of his muscles, giving perfect growth. Really what you'll see is weight trainers giving their athletes a lot of cardio sometimes. But with him swimming, this was almost already in his plan. But we also needed Andy, like I said, on a high carb workout. So what we wanted him to do is we had a potato in his workout, things like bananas, things with high complex and simple carbs. And what these did was they gave his body what carbs did for his body was they gave him the energy to keep going. Even though a lot of people will say, well, bread is carbs, don't eat it, you're gonna get fat. Well, that's not the same with potatoes and not the same with bananas. See, the thing about a potato also is Andy could have one, but with a potato having a 2 times digestion rate, it made it where he could eat one and be full for another 3 hours. So he would have one right before his swim workout, which was perfect for right whenever he gets out, right when his muscles need energy, he was right back eating chicken and rice. And what this did was high protein, high carbs.
Like Marlon said, since I'm burning a lot of calories whenever I swim, I had to eat more than the normal person would. And that was very tough for me because my whole life I've gone just eating a normal diet, normal caloric intake. But now that I had to almost double it whenever I was put on this nutrition plan. So whenever I first started working out, I was just doing swim with Baron, but then I started to plateau and I couldn't increase as much as I needed to. And that's when he referred me to Marlon. And then whenever I started the nutrition plan and started working out plus the additional swim workout, it was very tough for me. So the first day I woke up and I ate 6 eggs, which is like 3 times what I normally eat. So my stomach was already, I felt like I wasn't going to eat the rest of the day. I was already so full, but I knew I had to if I really wanted to increase in muscle and speed. So whenever I went to school that day, I started eating my lunch around second period, even though I was still full from the eggs I ate that day. So I ate my green beans in second period and I started eating my lunch through second and third period. And then my lunch in fourth period, I finished it. But I still was feeling super, super full. I thought there's no way I could eat anything for the rest of the day. But I powered through and ate the rest of my meal for dinner and snacks in between. And I did my workouts and I was feeling like I was gonna throw up for sure after swimming. But I didn't. So I made it to the second day, which it was basically the same meal. I had a bunch of eggs in the morning. I had toast and peanut butter. And then I started eating in second period. And my stomach was so full. I started to feel really wheezy. And this was a really low point for me because I went to the bathroom and I could feel it in my stomach and I threw up. And I thought, this is only the second day. I can't even get through half of the second day. How am I gonna make it through my entire nutrition plan for the next 2 weeks and still gain muscle and all this if I'm throwing up all the stuff that I need to eat, the calories and protein that I was told if I don't get, I'm gonna be growing a very little amount and not what I needed. And so I was at a very low point. But I talked to Baron and Marlon, and they told me that it's a normal thing whenever it first happens your body's not used to it, but if I keep doing it, then my body will finally get used to it, and I'll be craving those foods. And I was thinking, that's insane. How I'm eating all this and I'm feeling all sick. How am I gonna start craving this? Like, that's crazy. But after the first week, I could not go the rest of the day without eating like 6 eggs in the morning and my protein shake. I needed those calories in me, and it was a lot easier after that.
So there's reasons behind everything. So whenever Andy's body is going from burning so many calories and now having so many, well, it's a weird adjustment. But now with these extra weight plan and extra training plans, now he's losing so many calories and gaining so much muscle, his body needs the nutrition. Now, what we see a lot of times, or what I see a lot of times whenever I'm training an athlete, the motivation isn't there. And that's why FCCLA has helped us a lot, is because now with FCCLA, Andy has had his goals and knew that somehow they needed to be reached, and we had to prove a point showing that we could get him there, and how. So also what we did was, as he's eating a lot, sometimes the protein, carbs, it's hard to get it down to the body. So we had Andy also on 1 gallon of water a day. Now what the water does is it gets the protein from your stomach to travel straight to the muscles. The fluids are exactly the thing that travels straight to the muscles. Now, like I said before, the supplements are very great. We had him on creatine, which increases the ATP in the muscles. What's ATP? It's the energy in your muscles. So you have creatine in your body right now, but with Andy working out so much, we needed him on an increase of it so that his body could still have energy in all the muscles. Now, also, what we had him on is, motivational wise, is even whenever he didn't want to eat, we also had that weight gainer shake right there for him. So it's not as much as a meal as he could just chug a shake, which whether he liked it or not, he knew it's what he needed to do just to get where he wanted to be.
For swimming, I had Andy. Well, the nutrition plan wasn't really important for swim. As long as he had his energy and he could go for 2.5 hours, he's good for swim.
And that's how we needed him to be, because with this huge increase, I mean, that's what he needs. He needs the energy, he needs the carbs, and he needs the supplements in his body.
As I said, the first week was very tough, and the second week was still hard, but it was much easier in terms of eating. And finally, after the first week, it felt like 2 months to me, but it was really only a week. But I really did start seeing results. I gained 8 pounds, and that's not pure muscle, but I did gain 8 pounds. I increased my bench by 20 pounds, and I increased my squat by 20 pounds.
So what we needed for Andy, nutritionally wise, is if he wanted to be 8 pounds more, he needed to eat like he was an 8 pound more person. So say he was 150 pounds, we needed him to eat like he was 158, as a 158 person would be. Now, that's what we did, is we had him on 160 grams of protein a day. And what this did is it made sure that not one bit of, even if our bodies grow, but even if you miss 1 protein or 1 calorie, your body won't grow. So we needed Andy having as much as he needed for ensure growth. Now, his measurements went up, say muscle-wise, and the times went up. So we see that whatever he's doing is working. But what exactly is the whole point of all of this? Well, we want to inspire people to be able to get to their goals. We want them to show that it is possible, even in a 2-week period. It just takes a mindset and grit. And that's why we named our presentation Feed the Machine. Because what we had Andy doing is, we didn't care if he liked potatoes. We didn't care if he liked eggs. We didn't care if he liked a weight gainer shake. He needs it. He was a machine, and he needed to feed the machine to get to where he wanted to be. And as he got there, I mean, you can thank me, I guess, but
Yeah.
but where are we going now? You know, people in FCCLA, they do the presentation, but what happens next? Well, what we do is, FCCLA has inspired me to actually do this as a business. So what I'm wanting to do, or starting up on, is opening or starting a business called Simple Success. And the whole point of this is for kids just like Andy to see just people like me and Baron showing them exactly what they need for high school, exactly what they need to be eating, and exactly the weight training they need to be doing to get to their goals without having to pay the hundreds of dollars for trainers. Because, I mean, I know me and Baron have, and with having that knowledge, I mean, why not? Why not make money off of it? Why not? If we have a gift, we have to share more of it, and FCCLA has really inspired me, at least, to start something up.
And this project also inspired me because I didn't think it was possible for me to grow as much as I did in that short period of time. But I knew that if I worked hard and I set goals and I knew I could reach them in any amount of time because I had a good plan and I had people that supported me. So now I'm hoping that next year I'll make varsity swim and I can join his business and help kids that were like me who didn't think that they could reach what they wanted to be but could with the right help.
So everyone wants to get to their goal, but just how do you do it? So this is exactly what our whole presentation is over, and we are so glad that people can see this presentation and almost do a little resemblance over it and see that they can get to where they want to go. And FCCLA has helped us to inspire many other kids, as we've helped now a lot of JV kids because they're wondering, how did Andy get so big? They're wondering, how did Andy get so fast? Well, FCCLA, come look at our project. We can explain some, and it was just an awesome process.
Yeah, so thank you
And
for everything.
And I just hope that this has inspired you to know that if you have the mindset, if you have the grit, you can get to where you want to go. And you can always reach out. There's always someone that can help you.
Thank you. That was our presentation.